So all of these plants I started in the basement in January, February. Everything was started from seed, and everything was grown organically. Nothing was given store-bought chemicals. So we got some collards, some marigolds, peppers, parsley, tomatoes, all kind of shit. So what I'm gonna do is aerate these rows here. We've got 5 really long rows. Broad fork aerator. This is used to open up the soil, aerate, right? Get a little air in there. For me, I use it so I can easily weed the things that I don't want in there, and then turn over the top of my soil there, because that's where I'm mostly gonna amend everything, and then it makes it easier for me to plant. And this is, you know, part of, it's like not necessarily tilling, because you're not getting real deep, and I'm just turning over stuff, and I'm preparing my rows so that at the end all my rows will be clean and looking like this, so that all of this will be transformed into beautiful rows of growing strong, healthy plants. But it starts with the aerator and cleaning my rows up and getting the weeds out that I don't want, leaving the beneficial plants that I do want, and letting Norman lay in a nice, cool spot. Now we'll get this here collard green in the ground. And oh, look at that. Urban gardening. So you want to make sure you can loosen it up on all sides. You see the white root system has gone all the way through, which is a good look. I like to bury them up below, or up above those first 2 true leaves that are there. These are called true leaves. These would be like your first leaves that are actual, true pieces of the plant versus the seedling leaves that come off first. Boom, collard green in the ground. Now I'll come back through after we get done a little bit, and I'll water them in. But that's the basic parts of picking up in your spring, turning over your soil, and getting your transplants into the ground. It's the Basement Gardener on the north side lot of Mingus Family Farms. These are collard greens, and the reason I put them in this spot in the garden is because this row here I know doesn't get as much sun as the rest of the rows in this space because of some of the tree cover. That being said, the collard greens can handle a little less sunlight. So that's why I planted it here. Now this looks like a little stringy thing, but eventually this will become a nice big plant like this here, and these leaves will get up to 10-12 inches, and once they get to 10 inches you can start popping them off and harvesting them and using them in the kitchen, and then they will continue to produce throughout the season. And then collard greens will go all the way through the first frost, so even after the first frost you can still harvest collard greens. They're a nice hardy green, you know, a lot of us are familiar. So they've been growing since January, so they're this big since January, right? But everything's come from seed. But they'll start producing to where I can harvest in maybe a month. So like from seed to harvesting, 6 months. But I love growing it because it's a hardy green. It's an easier thing to grow. It does well in most environments, and it's a nice tasty thing. I've stopped cooking them with the ham hocks and everything that we're traditionally known how to do it, and finding out different ways to cook with the collards, and it's been a fun experience because I've had lots of them over the last few years. So hopefully this will be another great producing year of the collards.